Can I retire at 60 years old with $225,000 saved for retirement? That's what we're going to talk about on the Your Financial EKG YouTube channel. We're going to look at a 60-year-old from Georgia with $225,000 saved in multiple retirement investing accounts. And they are asking, hey, Drew, can I retire? Will my retirement income last throughout my retirement? And if I can't retire now, when can I retire? We're going to look at claiming Social Security. We're going to look at the withdrawal rates on the $225,000 saved for retirement. And we're going to look at making sure they can get to retirement, through retirement, and protect their ability to stay in retirement. So let's look at this right now. So we have John. John is an electrician and he makes $7,000 a month currently. So he's still working. He's making about $84,000 a year. Now his salary does increase by about 1% per year. So that's something we're going to factor in. If he can't retire now, if he continues to work, what's his salary going to increase to each year that he continues to work? Meaning how much can he put away each year in his retirement investing accounts. Now we're showing a projected retirement date of next year. So January of 2024, he's still 60 years old. That's when we're looking at a projected retirement date, all right? Now his Social Security at 62 would be $1,750. Now the reason we're looking at taking Social Security early is because John's retirement assets are at $225,000. For him to go from 60 to 67 with the amount of money he needs for expenses would bring those retirement investing accounts down a lot faster in the sense of depreciation and withdrawal than I want. So we might have to start Social Security early to help plug the bleeding when it comes to the money coming out of his retirement investing accounts. Now, if the market has a couple good years, obviously we can delay Social Security each year. Now, if he takes it at 62, he's only going to get 70% of his full retirement benefit. Now, he can claim Social Security at 63, 64, 65, 66. Now, his full retirement age is 67, which is 100% of his full retirement benefit, or he can wait 68, 69, 70. If you get to 70, you get 124% of your full retirement benefit. It's an 8% compound, 67, 68, 69, 70. So that's great. Now, what we can look at is saying, okay, John, if we take it 62, you're going to get $1,750. But what if you take it 63, 64, 65, 66? Here are those increasing values. And does it make sense? His full retirement age is $2,500 per month in Social Security. There is a projected COLA increase of 2.58% on Social Security. That's just the average since 1973 when they started calculating CPI-N with Social Security. Now, if we look at his assets, we've got money in a SEP IRA at TD Ameritrade of $175,000. Now, he is putting $1,000 in per month. He's got a TD Ameritrade Freedom Fund of $25,000. He's putting in $500 a month. Now, a Freedom Fund is the ability to use an account without having to worry about what the IRS says, about any kind of limitations on when you can pull the money out. That's what I like to call a Freedom Fund. In John's case, it's an individual taxable brokerage account. And I highly recommend you investing in a brokerage account, whether it's a joint account if you're married, whether it's an individual account if you're single. Obviously, put money into your 401k, get the match that the company's giving you. But if you have extra income, if you have extra money, put that into a taxable brokerage account, build that up, especially if you're thinking about retiring under the age of 59 and a half, because now you have a bucket of money to help get you past age 59 and a half to Social Security or bridge you to whatever age you want, and the tax ramifications are going to be more efficient or better for you than if you're pulling money out of an IRA, a 401k, or a 403b. Now, John also has money in the bank of $25,000. Now, his primary residence is worth $375,000. He has no debt, so this is a paid off home. He's lived there for a long time. He's paid it off. And so that is a non-liquid asset that we can look at in the future if needed. So let's look at this. Here's what we've got. We've got $225,000 saved for retirement at 60. Now, out of that, 77% of that, or almost 78, is qualified, meaning it's money, when that money comes out, it's taxable right away. So we have to look at, what about Roth conversions? What about some specific tax planning? And that's something down the road for John. We've really got to answer, can I retire, and how long will my retirement income last? Those are the big questions. The tax planning, the Roth conversions, the withdrawal strategy, because of the taxability of the accounts, that stuff needs to wait until we answer those two main questions. Now, the portfolio weighted average, we're going to give a 5.44% rate of return for the money that's invested in the market, meaning these accounts, the SEP IRA and this brokerage account, are invested at TD Ameritrade. We manage those accounts for John. We're as a registered investment advisory firm, so we are investing that for him, and we're going to project a 5.44% rate of return. If it's better than that, we're going to high five and we're going to chest bump at the end of the year. But we want to be more conservative in our projections. Now you might be saying, hey Drew, $200,000 or $225,000 in retirement savings seems pretty low for someone who's 60. Let me show you this. What is the average retirement savings for someone ages 55 to 64? The average household retirement savings is $408,420. That's the average. The average is skewed because you have a lot of high numbers up top, you got a lot of low numbers at the bottom. That skews the averages. The median is a better example of what average savings are. The median household retirement savings at age 60, between ages 55 and 64, is $134,000. Now, this is according to the Federal Reserve's 2019 survey. So when we're looking at $225,000, we're actually above the median, but we're below the average. All right? Now, let's keep going through this. From an expense standpoint, if John were to retire today, his expenses are $3,000 a month. Let me show you how this is broken down. We've got baseline expenses of $2,500. Baseline meaning food, utilities, everything that he needs to live day to day, $2,500 per month, and we do have inflation of 3.27% on that. Now, his fund budget is $500. But here's what's going to be the kicker on this. His fund budget is going to end in the year 2043. Now, we're still putting inflation on it, so that $500 is going to grow by 3.27%. Every year, it's $6,000 a year. In fund money, it's going to grow by 3% every year, but it's going to end. Because once John gets to 80, he's probably not going to be spending $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a year on travel or fun or cruises, or he likes to hunt and fish. So it's something that we've really got to look at. It's different from an Excel spreadsheet where you just pull down the numbers and say, okay, this is what I'm going to need till I get to 100. We really want to know, when are these expenses going to end? What are the inflation numbers on these expenses? Now, for John, we don't have a mortgage, so all of his expenses have inflation on them, meaning they're going to rise as inflation rises. But let's say you had a mortgage down here. If you had a mortgage on your expenses, and let's just do this as an easy example for you. If you had a mortgage, and let's say that was a $2,000 mortgage, well, it doesn't have 3.27% inflation, right? It's fixed. Your mortgage is fixed. So it has zero inflation. And it's going to end. So let's say it ends at the same time, just for kicks and giggles for this video. So what we can see here, his expenses are $5,000 a month. These are putting a mortgage in there, which he doesn't have. But look at the inflation rate. It's 1.96%. So when you're calculating your expenses, you've got to make sure you understand variable or expenses that are going to go up with inflation versus expenses that are fixed, meaning there's no inflation. Because those two types of expenses need to be handled differently when we're doing a retirement distribution out of our retirement investing accounts, okay? So, can I retire at 60 with $225,000? Not necessarily. You could, but it'd make a lot more sense to keep working a couple extra years. So I hope this video has helped you in your retirement planning. Thank you so much for watching. God bless. Bye-bye.